Welcome to episode 19 of the Whatever Podcast, the show where we talk about whatever.
Let's go.
All right, we are in Brooklyn, New York, NYC, my childhood home. Vic is out here visiting for Climate Week, and then also just to like chop it up with me. I haven't seen you since Brad's wedding in Miami. It was like 9 months ago. So it's good to like, you know, reconnect and then do it here specifically. This is like where I've been my entire life. So it's like, it's cool for you to just kind of see where like pretty much the majority of the magic happens here. Like I've recorded the majority of all my songs in my room. Most of the day 1000, all the workouts, most of them were done here. Whenever I would leave like school, I'd come back here. Whenever I'd like leave a job, I'd come back home and just kind of reset, recharge, you know, reevaluate all that and reflect. So it's like, it's cool to like have you here now, because like, I've been in your crib, I've seen your like kind of origins and whatnot, so it's cool that you're here and whatnot. And
definitely I would say like it's really good to see the HQ.
Like this is where it goes down.
Understand like the concept and the framework and the environment and the smells and the people and the noise and the dance and the music, all these things that you grew up into, like it makes sense. Like, I see all the like ingredients that poured into who Brooklyn is today and how you're making sense of that when we first met, just like back in college, right? And so to be here like nearly a decade after like first meeting, having all the experiences and knowledge that we've gained independently as artists and people, and then together as a team, like it just made sense to come up for Climate Week, and then it made sense to come up for G Week. You know what I'm saying? Coin that's G Week. You know what I'm saying? Facts. But like family up here as well. I mean, it's been phenomenal. Like New York it's just
special place, and when I come up here, I'm not really able to explore as much as I would like, because I'm always just like working on something, or I'm just trying to, you know, rest. So it was good for me to like explore the city. I haven't really done that like at all. Like I would see certain spots, you know, but I would only kind of just go to school and maybe the occasional event or whatever. So it was good to just walk the streets, Brooklyn, Manhattan, go to like events and
we've been active,
kickbacks and whatnot. Like we went to, so the first night you came here, we just kind of chilled, watched the fun movie, ended up watching Thunderbolts. Watched Thunderbolts, solid film.
Y'all don't
shout out to
dress
Bob.
as that dude for Halloween. It's blackface. Don't do it.
It's black body.
It's black body.
Century.
Don't do it. They set y'all up. Don't do it.
So we did that. That was chill, good meal. The whole fam, and then the next day we went to that mixer, right?
We went to dinner.
We went to dinner.
I went out to an event for Climate Week, so I was trying to get into the United Nations events, and they wouldn't let me slide. I just know I gotta apply earlier, and I'm gonna dress up the story a little bit nicer. But either way, I got invited to this other event, the side event, hosted by the Saudi Health Commission, and so you know, like literally the Saudi Arabian Health Department came here and hosted an event, and I was like, let me just come see and learn and hear like what their projections are for how to map and project trends in healthcare, how to make sure that folks in different fields can have interchangeable skills and still feel compensated, and understanding the effects of brain drain and brain you mentioned like another like aspect to that, but how do we deal with this ongoing changes of migration in the healthcare industry? But it was cool just as myself entering as a practitioner, just like land and agriculture, where everybody else is just like in the buildings. I'm like, well, what about the food? And they're like, oh yeah, what about the food? So then I came back and we went to dinner with some folks that I've been able to have the pleasure and the joy of being able to call collaborators and comrades. I was a part of a photo series called Tokala, which is a Lakota word, which really symbolizes the essence of young folks that decided to take action for a greater cause and whatnot. And it was interesting because I didn't look for that. Like, somebody found me out. Like Tomas, one of the directors of it. Tomas, they reached out to me. It was like, hey, yo, I heard about the climate work, the farm work you've been doing. I thought it was a scam. Oh, for real?
Because this is featured in Vogue, by the way, just so like we don't overlook that. So this is like a big deal, and it's like, wait, Vogue is reaching out to me. They saw what I did, like that. That makes sense. That it would be like, oh, like what? That's who are you?
Yeah,
you know what's going on?
I was like, yeah, that's why I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think I moved it. I don't know if I moved it to a different inbox, but and then like they hit me up again, like, no, like your friend recommended y'all, and I was like, ooh, and then they dropped the name, and I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so they wanted to talk to me, but I was like, it's not just me. Jennifer Thompson, shout out to her. We've been running this together, the Sapelo Farm Project, been able to build relationship with community members down there that are focused on agriculture and land preservation, and then be able to bridge the gap between folks that are in Atlanta and the surrounding southeastern areas to build that connection with the African and the Black diaspora as well, to see, this is like one of the first sites where folks really just started to really understand what it means to become like United States citizens or American in a sense, but Black American.
Yeah.
We've been working on that project together. They invited us to like be a part of this cohort. It was a series of photo shoots and met some really dope people, and we had dinner with some dope people and rallied a little bit after that and got back at like 4 a.m.
Super professional, with the what's it called with the shoot, stylist and everything. So it was cool to meet them, get out the crib and meet some new people.
Definitely
new perspectives.
Gotta shout them out because I already mentioned Tomas. Shout out to Carlos. Shout out to Marcus. Like, y'all was a crew. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Evie. Like, shout out to crew. Like crew. Crew.
It was good. We had a good meal too. Cafe Mogador?
Mogador, yeah.
Mogador, Cafe Mogador. Great meal. Had a lamb kebab.
Ooh, yeah.
With some of their fries, which were like really crispy, and they had some spice to it. Hadn't had fries in like a minute because I was like on my workout thing and try to like not do it as often. So like, and that was definitely dope, especially compared like. That fry was like, that's how a fry is supposed to be made, and I had like really shitty fries from like from White Castle, so like there's a difference. There's definitely a difference.
Quality matters.
But nah, it was dope. It was good to meet them and just hang out, and then we like went to another location, got a drink, and just talked, and just had like fun, like dope combos, and I spoke with Danielle. About the work that she's doing with her kids and on the res and the reservations, and just fighting to have a home, and protecting it and keeping it, clean and pristine for the future.
Yeah, I think appreciate you bringing that up because even just like the larger part of the Trilla series was to bring attention from a whole nother sector, the fashion and art industry, to the climate justice and land stewardship industry, which I never really try to bridge that gap. But just when you think about what one platform can do for another, like it just really lifted up the voices of so many folks, younger folks, even younger than me, right? Like I got in at like 26, 27, and I'm reading articles by folks in my same cohort that are like 20, 21, 19, right? And they just see something that they want to take agency for, to do their part to make sure that their folks, their people, their land is taken care of. And it's so inspirational. It still is inspirational to this day. No,
they're doing great work. And then we didn't want the night to end, so we ended up going to Tomas's crib and hanging out on the balcony, that rooftop, and just seeing the art and just here in Manhattan and New York at like 2 a.m. or whatever, and just catching a vibe up there. And just taking some flicks and just getting to know each other a little bit better, which is great. There's a lot of dope people out here in the city and creatives, and just to kind of get that inspiration and motivation, like a reminder that like what you're doing individually is like, no, that's cool, that has value, and like people like feel a way about it. And then to hear how someone else is like taking it a step further, it's like, oh wow, like I can think bigger now, like this is possible if they were able to do it. I can put my own spin on it. So it was a really fruitful meeting and conversation, and I was happy that you were able to get that reunion and meet so many of them because it's been a minute. That was like our first night out. Then the next night That was when we
went to the mixer.
That's when we went to the mixer. Yeah, we caught the tail end of that mixer. You did a lot of the talking. How did that go?
That was pretty cool. Like, I went there and ended up running right into the organizers of that, and so
BKLYN?
No. So BKLYN was actually a friend with somebody else who was one of the close organizers, and it was an organization called New York Communities for Change, and so they're a local organization. They do a lot of stuff around just making sure that workers who are in wages, workers who are in unions are getting the proper wages, the proper representation. They're doing a lot of like law stuff and what else I want to say, immigration justice reform, things like that.
I caught some of that.
Really just making sure that there's like no over policing in the communities that are predominantly black and brown, and just doing their best to be a grassroots voice to connect folks. So it's not just the organization that's the voice, but it's folks that are learning to take agency for themselves and really doing capacity building. So got to meet them, then got to meet another like co-sponsor of the organization, one of the folks who was leadership in the Climate Defenders. And so just like got there, ran into the right people, and just wanted to say thank you to them, because I've been following along with the work, maybe not closely, but just seeing them checkpoints along the way of doing like our own work. It's cool to see victories of other folks. Yeah. And when they're just like, we made progress, I'm just like, you know what, it inspires me to just keep going a little bit more.
Just keep moving.
Shout out to the DJ, keeping the tunes rocking. It wasn't a lot of folks on the dance floor. Granted, we came late, but I got out there and did my two-step. It was cool. It was real fresh. And after that, we went to...
We were looking for a location, and then we got like a little lost. Yeah. But it was funny, it was right next door. Yeah. But because we saw this big building, and we were like, oh, let's it's gotta be in there, like up top, right? Let's go there. And we looked, and the door was open. I remember the door was open. We opened that door, and we're like, okay, let's just like look around. We ended up going to like the top floor at 15, and it was like nothing is here. It was a dope view though. It was like they were doing some like construction over there, like this ballroom type area. So we got like a few videos over there. Then we kept searching, and we went down to like 3.
We found another elevator that accessed all the other floors. We were like, oh.
Exactly. And then we went to the third floor, and then it was like, oh, this is like a co-working space. This isn't what we're looking for. But it was a happy accident, because we found those cool locations to like do a little bit of filming, get some content, get some water, use the bathroom,
get told off.
We survived, but then the main mission was to go get some KFC, because I had heard a rumor that they brought the wedges back, the potato wedges, and like, you know, I grew up like, there's a KFC not far from where I live, like right up the block, and I used to go there like every now and again, especially for like birthdays, and like get the wedges, get the original chicken, and just kind of like the biscuit, nice drink, put on a good movie, and just like what a vibe, you know what I mean? So we went down there, and I saw it was like a wedges wings combo, and I was like, okay, maybe they only have, you know, just like you can only get the wedges with the combos. Like, that's fine. We only need we don't want to eat too much.
It worked out for real.
It was so good. We split it. I was like, yo, all right, you take one, I take one. You take one, I take one. 3 wings for him, 3 wings for me. It's like 6.5 wedges for us both. Yeah. Put some ketchup on it, like, and it was. I'm actually glad that we only got a bit, because it made me like really have to savor each bite. Like, took a second, fucking cheers, and then for real though. It was so like juicy, and
I bought a bouquet of flowers too.
That's right outside of the KFC we went to,
because we went to the music event.
Wait, we went to the music event after that, right?
After the KFC, yeah.
Jeez, you're right. Yeah, we did. Oh my god, that was a full day. Yeah. Okay, so before we went to the music event, we were like, let's get some food, because we need to get some energy back. And it was so good, and because they ran out, they didn't have any ready to go. They were like, hey, it's gonna be a 5-minute wait. That's cool. So they didn't have any like just ready. So this was fresh.
Goodness,
got a video of it. The wings were like, I remember just like staring the wings down, and you could see how like juicy it was, the right amount of sauce, crispy.
Yes.
And I didn't even get the original chicken, but the wings were dope. Like, the wedges, of course, were amazing. Like, KFC, keep the wedges.
Keep the wedges.
That's what makes you unique. Don't try to copy Popeyes with the secret fries. The wedges is KFC.
Keep the wedges.
Dude, I'll tell them. Remember, we were in Hilo, Hawaii. Gosh. and we're like, yo, let's go get some food. KFC out there. We go up there. I'm like, hey, can I get some wedges and like a 2-piece or something? And they're like, we don't have any wedges. We have fries. I was like, fries? What are you? This is like 2021. Like fries? What are you talking about? And I'm thinking like, oh, this is my first time in Hawaii. Hawaii is different from the mainland. They're gonna serve food in a different way. I was like, all right, fine. They have fries. Then we get back over here, and I think North Carolina, and they were like, nah, we don't have.
Yes, because we came back and we drove to confirm.
Exactly.
They said, what wedges?
And then you went to Kentucky to the source, and they didn't have the wedges there. And I was like, no way they got rid. And I had to look it up online, and I was like, why would they get rid of it? This is your thing. Like, no one makes them like you make them.
Keep the wedges, y'all.
So please keep the wedges. Don't get rid of them. Like, that's my childhood right there. Like, dog, like
go to Kentucky.
Take it away. Childhood. We went to the source and it's not there. Like, what are you doing? So, but then that was just like, we had a full night. We ended up going to like a dope performance. Black Milk, Kareem Riggins, Stacey Epps.
Whoa.
Got to listen to her album Flowheart, which is out now. Her first, I think she said it's her first project in like 17 years. Like she's been like on her lawyering and mom duty and just like life and whatnot. So she put that out and she just did the whole album for us. Super, like, I would describe it as now that I've had some time to sit with it, like ethereal, because it definitely had like this like big atmospheric, put you in a good mood, but it was like trippy yet motivational. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. It reminded me a bit of like Erykah Badu esque, just like like jazzy, paced out, but still like, you know, the lyrics are meaning a lot more than just surface level. And she's like, hey, look, let me sit you down and teach you a lesson about life. You ain't gotta take it, but just hear me out. Like I'm just like, that's what I was getting from that. It was really, really moving. And just the collaborations that she had on there, the sonic palette. It was real smooth for sure.
And she was always like pushing us. She's like, I want everybody here to like, you know, be their best selves and reach their full potential. And, you know, I think she was just grateful to have people show up to listen, because, you know, time is very valuable, and we had to pay to get in there, so it's also like, you know, money too. And then like right after she set the vibe, she set the tone. And then right after her was Black Milk, who I didn't even know that I knew, and I knew his music. Like, I remember back in school, I was listening to Danny Brown, his album, and one of the songs, the standouts, was Really Though, with Kendrick Lamar, and there might have been one other person on it. But when he played that, I was like, wait a second, this is him? Like, it's like, and he was playing amazing beats even before that. But I was like, wait a second, I know this guy. That's so crazy. And Black Milk's been around for a long time, like a Jay Dilla disciple, you know, when like right before Jay Dilla passed. And I was like, and the beats he was playing were just like out of this world, like just head like bangers. You just had to like,
for real,
caught a vibe, like just everyone was just like this, just bobbing their head the whole time,
freestyling, just going. I'm just like,
crazy,
man, it turned up
so great. And then like Kareem came on and like he was like drumming over his beat tape, over Black's beat tape, and just kind of, they were both catching a vibe together, and it was such a great experience, a great time. And like they had the space from 10 to 4 a.m. We ended up dipping out around 2. But like what a great, it was motivational, because I was like, damn, like these guys have been doing this for like 20 plus years, still doing it, making like, you know, timeless music. And I was hearing this stuff, I'm like, yo, the itch to write, like I had just dropped the project in July, so like I'm still promoting that, I'm still pushing that, but I was like, man, I gotta write some new stuff, and also like try to tap into like the pioneers of hip hop, like folks from like the 80s and the 90s, like your Rakims, your Big Daddy Kanes, and like, you know, like Nas and the like early Nas, and just like that type of style, because I've gotten like comparisons to them, and I guess maybe I was rapping like that in the beginning because I wasn't really like using hooks and stuff like that. But there's also like a specific way, and I was thinking about it today, like they're rapping not to make a good song, though it is a great song. They're rapping to tell a story. It's like they're storytell rapping, and it's like, let me tell you about my day on the block or whatever. Let me tell you about what I saw at this party, and that's how they're framing it. And I'm like, oh man, I don't even know if I don't do that very often. Sometimes I'll just be like rapping, not necessarily trying to tell a story. But sometimes I will do that. If I had the closest thing to that recently is probably Day 1000, the last track on the project where I'm just like talking about this is what happened, you know. So it definitely inspired me to think about, I can like tap into the roots of rap and like evolve my own style, like mix it with the modern sensibilities of how we rap today, and kind of get back to that. Because that, no matter when you hear that, like it just resonates, and I'm just like, yo, that is hip hop. Like when you hear that, it's like, yo, that is like pure hip hop, where it's like, dog, like, whoa, the flow, the story, like you're just listening, like, just like when you're like this, it's not even about, you hear every lyric, it's not even about the vibe, it's like, it's about the story. Because nowadays we make music for like, we're creating a vibe, we want to get like this type of energy that we're tapping into, which is great. Like that, like I hear music like that, and I'm like, love it, this is like hard. But then there's something about listening to like Rakim, like just be in a room and just MC out, like 50 plus years old, just, I'm like, yo, dog, it's like you haven't even, like it's like you've been, like you never left, you know, because he's tapping into the source of it,
transporting you to where, like,
exactly where he's at. Like it's a movie when he's talking, I'm just like, yo, like I'm right there with you, and you gotta run it back. The replay value is crazy. Like, so that's what that show did for me. I was like in the zone listening to that, bro. That was like our day 2 outing. How'd you feel about, like, I don't think you heard Kareem on the drums.
I was out kicking it with some folks. We was just outside just chopping it up, and then just ended up connecting. And one of the folks was a stylist. The other person was a artist, musician themselves. But it was interesting. Like, I just ended up sitting outside, just getting some fresh air and just really just appreciating, wow, like seeing the electricity and the action that's still happening at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Like, normally I was mentioning this thing, like cities usually got quiet hours, and like even Atlanta, as busy as bustling as it got quiet hours, right? Like being here, it's like, yo, like folks are still moving, and their folks like excited about like what they're doing in their life, and it's like, man, like it just really kind of set into like the reality of how, not just how big and how busy New York is, because it's deeper than just being big and being busy, but like really the heartbeat and the flow that kind of like connects all the people that reside here. And
that was like a Wednesday, a Thursday night. It was like a Thursday. So like, and like people were still out. Like, I feel like if there are any quiet hours, it's for like an hour. It'd be like 4 to 5. People are like maybe sleeping, but even then, folks are getting up to go to work, on the train, get on the bus. Like, the city is constantly moving. There's just energy everywhere. So it was really fun and like I said, like this was kind of new for me. Like, I'm not out and about like this, so I was like, this is cool. It's like my first like real show out here in New York. So that was great for me to experience that. The next day, we were in two cities at once, if you know. Oh, yeah. That's right. So when Vic told me it was coming, I was like, okay, I gotta, because I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy, and I was like, I gotta see a show here, because a lot of the best clubs are here in New York City. So the two that always come to mind are the Comedy Store and the Comedy Cellar. And in my mind, I was thinking like both of them are based right here in New York City. This is like, you know, home of stand-up comedy, one of the biggest cities. So we booked the ticket for the Comedy Store the first night you got here, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking, yo, Comedy Store in New York City, let's get it. I'm just looking for the best comics that I know. And I'm like, okay, cool, they're great, book it. Because the Comedy Cellar, everybody was booked. I was like, we can't get anybody. So I booked it. I'm like, yo, we got it, we're going. Then like the same on the day, I'm looking at the ticket where it's like, hey, you got a show today. I'm like, okay, great. And I'm looking, and I see like Sunset Boulevard. I'm like, Sunset Boulevard? What are you talking about? I'm like, I was looking for the location. I was on Google Maps, like, how do we get there? How long is it gonna take? And then I see the email saying Sunset Boulevard. I'm like, wait a second, Sunset Boulevard is in California. That's in LA. I was like, nah, that's not. There's no way. So then I go to Google Maps, and I'm like, wait, it's not popping up. Then I go to the actual ticket, and it's like, oh damn, this is in California. This is in LA. I just booked a show in LA. I don't think we're gonna make it. It's like,
you know, when our song Took a Trip, we did not take a trip.
No. So I was like, damn, Vic, messed up there. Can't get a refund. So I guess we just made a donation to live comedy.
Contribution.
So I was like, but you gotta see a show like I
Sure.
said we're gonna see stand up comedy. We gotta see something. So ended up going to the Comedy Village in Times Square. There was a show happening. There was some seats available. One comic I had heard of. The rest I hadn't have heard of. So I was like, all right, I didn't hear of them. I was like, let's go. Let's check it out. And honestly, it worked out well. What's funny is that the time that the show started in New York was the same time of the show in LA.
For real.
10 here, 7 over there.
We got it right on time, a little early actually.
A little early, yeah. We ended up going into the front row, which is not where I normally like to be, because the comic is almost certainly going to interact with you. But it was cool to go to Times Square.
Yeah.
Haven't been there and I don't even know how long. So it was cool to get out there and just get some footage, and this like the heart of the city where everyone is trying to be, all the tourists and all the locals will kind of pull up there.
It was
lit.
Thousands of people walking on the street.
Super lit.
Like, I turned my head on one corner and it's like just folks flowing.
Yeah.
Crossing the street. I turned my head the other corner, folks flowing crossing the street. It's man.
You got to experience something I experienced growing up here where it's like there's a certain energy and rhythm to New York City. So there's like a poetry when you're just walking the streets or through the subway because there's so many people. So and if you're too slow, you're gonna get run over. So like you end up having to like maneuver through people, and you're like kind of doing a dance through people. You gotta like slow down. You're picking up the pace. You gotta wait for the lights and like all that stuff. So we both had to just maneuver, because if you stop moving, you're gonna get run. You can't be like doing all of this. You're gonna get
honked at.
Yeah,
on the sidewalk
for real. Like you need to be. That's what I mean. A to B. Like who has time to be like, hey, how's it going? Like that's not how it goes. But yo, get out of my way. What do you
get it?
Crazy? Like I gotta get to the show. I gotta get to work. I gotta catch that light. I gotta catch that train. You know what I mean? So we got there. It was I'd never been to a stand-up comedy club.
Yeah.
In New York, so it was like fun for me, and I'm like I said, I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy. Like been a fan of comedy since I was a kid. First time listening to like a real special was probably Kevin Hart's like Seriously Funny, I want to say. I think that was his first one. I listened to his big first 3 ones, and that kind of got me into it. And I started checking out everybody like Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Louis C.K., Jim Gaffigan, like all these guys, Bill Burr, just got into it. And it's funny, like the new channel I was watching, Don't Tell Comedy, where they have like dope up and coming comedians. A bunch of the comics we saw tonight were great. We had a great time. Everybody was doing their thing. The host was great. Great jokes, and the fact that they were all really good at crowd work.
Yes.
These are like, that was a unique situation, a unique night where they wouldn't be able to make the same jokes at the next show. So like that, we had that experience going for us. How was it for you?
Oh man, like it was cool. Like that was my first like comedy show.
Yeah.
And so one sitting on the front row, was like, oh goodness, no.
I was like, we're gonna be a part of the show.
Yeah, I was like, all right, let's see what happens.
We stand out a little bit,
and we definitely stood out a little bit, a lot, but it was fun. It was really cool. Just getting that interaction was dope. The thing that really stood out to me was the love that each comic showed for the next person coming up on stage, like for the host, and even after the show, getting to sit down with them and chop it up with them, just like outside on the sidewalk, just like hearing their stories, just hearing how they interact. Like I was like, yeah, like y'all switched sets, and I got you on a ride to the other side of the city. Like seeing they cared about each other. It's not just some job, like, but they love what they do and they love who they work with. I was like, man, that's real.
Yeah, like I'll drive you home and let me take care. We sat down. We got to sit down with, which was it was a dope moment for me, because I actually saw this guy in a movie called Fighting. Came out in 2009. I think I watched it around 2009 with Channing Tatum. He's in it too. His name is Dante Nero. I never heard his stand up before. I only knew him as an actor. He's in some episodes of Power as well. You can't miss him. Big guy, this like really cool earring, like New York through and through. And we ended up talking, and I was like, it was at one point you went to the bathroom and we were just talking, we were just chopping it up, and then I was like, I gotta sit down. Yeah. And then we just sat down and we just ended up talking the entire time while he was waiting for the other comic, Jordan, to get done. And it was surreal for me, because I'm like, man, I saw you on the movie screen on my TV as a kid, and then like I'm sitting down talking with you, and you're giving me game about the comic world and that community and the feelings that he had about the state of comedy today, talking about like Godfrey, another dope comic who has a podcast, was telling me about his own podcast, which I believe is called Man School. It was just like we talked for like an hour, and it was just like I was just sitting next to him. I was like, man, what we've been like blessed to just kind of be like, we've had this proximity to greatness. Yeah. We're either like one person removed from like that person that you see on TV all the time, or we're like sitting down with them. And this was one of those moments for me where I'm just like, man, I'm talking to this guy, and like he's just like he was in the movie. And it was just like, I'm like, yo, shook his hand. We're like really sitting down talking about, I'm telling him about what I'm doing, what we're doing. And I'm just like, man, like what a moment. That's something that you can only get at a stand-up comedy show. Like most times when someone's performing, like let's say for like hip hop, you'll never see them unless you pay for like some meet and greet. Like who knows how much money, VIP tickets, backstage passes, and then like who knows what type of experience you're gonna get. It might be like, oh, hey, how's it going? Take a photo, and then they leave. With comedy, they'll come right outside. These are just normal folks. They're all trying to come up. They're all hustling. Like this is a big community. So they were the ones at the door telling us, hey, like
they were
show you to your seats.
Folks didn't even know, like,
come in, live comedy,
it's courtesy, like,
support. Like what a dope experience. That what did it feel like for you talking to Dante, hearing his perspective?
I mean, I really appreciated his perspective, just speaking as a father.
That's right.
And then just being like kind of like an older father, and just
new
recognizing
father,
like with all this knowledge that's come over 5 decades, right? How do you pour that in, and how do you still hold on to who you are, and then pass that on in an ethical way, especially in a world that's changing so rapidly, right? Like, what are these core values that you want to pass on? And I even got a glimpse of just I guess his compass through his show, right? Because he's like, I'm not gonna make it because I'm too real.
Yeah,
it's like really just pointing out stuff. But it reminded me again the conviction that we got to carry in our own lives of what are we going about, what are we believing in, what are we putting not our money but our actions where our mouth is, right? But I really appreciated that. And then again, just the humanness to sit down and just talk with us. It's just like folks that are just regular folks, like like
he didn't need to do that.
He didn't need to have to do that at all. Like but was just willing to just hear us out, and we were open to hearing them out, and we're just really glad to do that as well. It was really solid. And
then we went to White Castle, and the food was alright, and it was food.
It was food.
It was alright.
I got to try for the first time and experience.
Yeah, I hadn't been there in like a long time, and it's fine, but it's definitely like late night. I'm drunk food.
I just need calories.
Yeah, like I just need to eat something. Give me some sliders. That type of vibe. Like so, hey, that was my last time going to White Castle.
I'm thankful I got to try it. I'm
so glad he got to experience that. Right, but not far from the crib. But that was a great night. And then I think
we watched some of the movie. No, we didn't watch the movie right then.
We watched Section 31, Star Trek movie.
For sure.
Caught a bit of that.
We did
with Michelle Yeoh. Fun to see a Star Trek flick. I was like, yeah, let's watch Star Trek. I had it on my list for a minute. Let's do that. But the next day,
pretty chill until we went to the release, not the release part, but kind of like the listen through.
So this was Saturday. So then we went to Manhattan to check out Sumaya Nazar's artist breakdown series.
The name of the venue. Keep going.
Yeah, I think it was a cafe hosted by Avenue A, I want to say. Matsuri or something. Matsuri.
Yep. Presented 1446. That was a collaborative with the production company. Yep. Mushtari Cafe.
Mushtari. Okay. Mushtari Cafe.
Definitely check it out.
The matcha is fire.
Yeah, bro, gonna get you right.
Yeah.
Bro, gonna get you right. 34th West 126th Street, Harlem. At first we thought we was on the wrong spot. We're like, this is a very.
It was like an apartment building. Right? Yeah. Instead of go to so that we got lost a few times where it's like, which is so in the locations right next to us, is like hilarious. But we went there and it was a chill, kick back. Listen to her latest EP album.
Talk about it, discuss it.
They had like a piece of paper where it's like, here, like what what tracks stood out to you, what did this make you feel, like feedback that you would end up giving to Samaya herself, to the artist. We listened through
I kept that.
Oh, you kept it?
I kept my paper.
I think we were supposed to give it to her. But
I'll send it to her.
Yeah. So we did that. It was cool. It was like, it was chill to hear her music, because I knew that we had subscribed to her channel, but I hadn't really gotten a chance to like listen and sit down with it. So we heard her tracks and heard her perspective, as well as watching some of her music videos. Vic made some comments. How'd you feel? Because wait, you worked with her on a full project before?
I hadn't worked with her yet.
Okay.
But seeing her, like, cause we had just met in 23.
23.
23.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, like we had just like she had just like dropped in his archives.
Okay.
One of her like her EP. Working on other stuff along the way, and yeah, it's like she was doing her thing.
Yeah.
Like growing, collaborating. I dropped a couple music videos. They were really cool, real cool. And then just to see her drop this new project, 1446, and in the production company 1495.
Yeah.
But I could hear the illusion start pass and see some of the through lines in the visual. I was like, yo, like I know she's been writing and creating even before this, but to see like, yo, I saw your first project and I'm seeing your second project, and the scale and the caliber, like the people that it's impacting throughout the city, like folks came from different boroughs, like folks like, yeah, I was listening to this all, like you really speak for new, like I'm like, yeah, like to see the impact, and to again, like she's a community organizer and activist, like looking out for folks, like making sure folks are fed, to see that real deal, real time, and to see the folks that show back up for her, it was beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah,
and the music videos were also really well done, very professional, well thought out. Like she was dancing. They had like really dope edits. They put money down for these locations. They were like, getting permits and whatnot for it. And then on the last one, Float On, with Zayn, I want to believe, featuring Zayn, they really booked out a whole studio, put the work in with a bench. They had two benches. Nice little bench vibe, and it was really like 80s, 90s like inspired. Like that's the kind of like vibe that she's bringing. She's tapping into like, old school hip hop, very like Lauryn Hill esque, and I think there's someone else that she reminded me of, but Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse vibes. Lauryn Hill when she's rapping, Amy Winehouse when she's like singing, and then kind of adding in her own unique style and experience to it. So like, it was cool to see. It was fun to see. She has a lot of potential. She's got a good team around her. They believe in her wholeheartedly. They believe in each other. So shout out to 1495. It was good to see them come up, and they're in the best city to like really grow. Yes. They're taking it seriously. New York City is like full of artists, and they want to see people grow. So if you can like stand out here, it's a lot easier to like really tour and like become big. I don't know what her plans are. Maybe she's gonna stay independent or try to get signed, but she has enough to really go far. So shout out to Samaya and the gang.
She's on the way for sure. Doing like, you got it, Shotty. You got it. That's all I can say. You got it. Keep doing it.
Keep going.
Keep going.
And then we linked up with the Trilla crew one more time. Tomas, Marcus, Rodney, Soleil. It was like, and then ourselves, we went out to.
Ended up crashing like somebody's birthday party.
Crashed someone's birthday party.
And still got
in
cake.
Brooklyn, Best Eye.
That's cool.
Got some cake. Tomas ended up feeding all of us.
All those cake. I felt like a baby bird.
Yeah, for real. Like we all got a drink, and then she was like, I want that. She's like, I want that cake. Before she even told y'all, she was like, yo, that cake looks good. Just telling me, I was like, yo, go get some. Like, go get some. No one's getting any. Like I only saw one slice taken.
It was just sitting there.
Yeah, we were just like chilling. We heard some dope music. It was a dope DJ.
Shout out to the DJ.
You remember her name?
Lisa Inwozi or something like that.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
But that was fresh.
Good music. She was vibing. She was like, that was a party for her. She was like, I don't care if you like this music or not. I'm vibing out to it. So.
And that's what I love when a DJ is like, I don't care about you. Like,
this is my playlist.
I'm glad y'all here, but I might enjoy my time. Lisa Nwoye.
Spell that.
LISANWOYE with the accent Egu, I think.
I think once you type in those letters, she'll pop up. She's verified.
For sure.
So yeah, no, it was a good time. Nice little start to the night, and then we ended up going to an after party.
2 doors down, which was the original place we was trying to go to.
Exactly.
It was a celebration of just Hispanic Heritage Month. They had it was a cumbia dance party.
There you go. Cumbia.
It was jamming. Got some dance on. It was great. Got some sweat on. It was great. For real.
It was a good time, and just to get out and like I said, we were in Manhattan for most of our adventure, so it was good to come back to Brooklyn and be at a spot, you know what I mean, and just kind of experience that energy, because I'm from here, but growing up I was to myself, so I didn't really do anything outside of school and church and all that, so it was good to this is the time when I'm gonna be really exploring my city, and just be going out and just seeing what's up, and what the hype is all about. You know what I mean? So because when you're from here, it's it's very easy to say, oh, I can go there anytime, because it's true. I can hop on the train and go see anything that I want, and I'm not looking at it from the perspective of an outsider where everything's glamorous and I'm from the concrete. I'm not looking at the buildings. I see this stuff here. So yeah, it's cool to be in a position now where I'm I can come home and actually appreciate it and enjoy it. Definitely the love for my city's there. That's why I got it tatted and all that. My birthday on it, and born and raised. So that was great, and that was our outside adventures. Then we just stayed in and recuperated, because we just been going 0 to 100 the entire time. But it was a lot of fun and very productive and fruitful. We got to see different parts of the city and different parts of ourselves, so it was a lot of fun. And now we're just kind of plotting on the future. What do we do now? Speaking of the future, is a good transition into maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, recently it's just been myself and Vic dropping music for the team. Right now our third member, Legacy, is taking a step back from the company to focus on medical school and his married life and whatnot. So he's just doing that and putting music down for a while. So while we just take the reins of it. So it's just Vic and myself just holding things down right now.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting and a beautiful thing, because we all go through our chapters of life, and that chapter was supposed to happen. So this chapter can happen, right? And it doesn't discount anything that happened in the past.
For sure.
We are brothers. We connect. We encourage one another. And that doesn't mean we gonna walk the same road all the time. It's something hey, bro, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I
gotta dip and I gotta pave and forge your own path. And I think that's the beauty in being able to create something that we did. With the structure that we did. It was we this ain't no you signed everything over us for 10 years. No, create, go, flow as you need. And I think it's really been cool to create something with such a malleable structure that I feel respects other people the space and what they need to take for themselves. And
10 years is a great run, and shout out to Brad for
shout out to Legacy Vintage.
Legacy Vintage, for Polo Don. For supporting the company.
Absolutely.
Paying for the legal stuff even when he wasn't musically active.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that, and it's always nothing is really changing to it's not we never talk or anything, so it's just he's just doing his own thing right now.
And it's still Trilogy, it's still TG3.
Still TG3. That doesn't change at all. So but right now we're kind of holding things down for the company musically and brand wise and whatnot.
Speaking of brand, the brand coming off of day 1000, bro, I think it's beautiful to see you recognize your own voice and your fitness and health and wellness journey, and I think that could be a really awesome opportunity, just to share your game with other folks that are curious about their path.
That's the thing, it was this wasn't a 1, 2, 3 project. It wasn't I did the work and then I was let me just talk about fitness. It was you get to see really me at my vulnerable moments. Day 1, day 1000 photos spread out on the project. You get to see the slideshow of that, and through all of those experiences I learned so much about myself, about fitness, about the fitness world, diet, you know, just like mindset, discipline, you know, like how to like create mental barriers so that you don't like lose motivation. So I talk about that. That's kind of that's if you're following like my page on Instagram, you'll see that it's completely like revamped, and it's just like mainly the fitness stuff now. And I'm talking about like Road to Day 1000 is like breaking down everything that I went through, day 100 to 200, et cetera, like different things that I learned, different people that I followed, you know, the difference between working out from home and working out in a gym, you know, like why I choose to work out from home, like et cetera, et cetera. Talking about the diet, like showing you the food that I ate, the combinations, the benefits of these things. Then like Day 1000 movement, kind of showing you the moves that I'm doing, also throwing in some dances in there, because like sometimes during a workout you end up like I'm playing music, so like you just end up dancing in between sets and whatnot. So like it all goes together, and without like forgetting about the music at Brooklyn's bars as well, you know, showing you that, and then in between I'm giving you the photos from the actual journey, you know what I mean? So like that's the type of time where you're gonna see more fitness content. The series that I just mentioned, I'm also working on some fitness videos. Probably by the time you see this one, they'll be out. Quick, easy, but effective like workouts, and if you do them consistently while also having a balanced diet, you're gonna see results.
Yeah.
Why? Because like I got to see them myself, like, and knowing like how everything works together. Where it's like you can't just do all that work and then not eat well. You can't just eat well and then do no work. Like you have to really push yourself and find the things that work for you. So pushing the fitness content with Day 1000, now we can start Trilla Fitness, which is the next phase of the company. And speaking of like fitness and movement, Vic is also putting out more like soccer content. You want to talk about that? Football with Prag.
Yeah, football with Pragmatic. You know what I'm saying? It's been cool. I always had a love for football, soccer. Played it when I was 5, took a long break, and then got back into it in high school. Didn't play it during college at all, but after graduating, I'm like, let me get back to the things that I really love. And I realized I hadn't had a pair of cleats in almost like 10 years, right? So I'm like, I bought a pair of cleats, I bought a ball, and just started taking it with me almost pretty much everywhere I go. And just like whenever I could, whether it's just like an open field, where it's just like a tennis court, just like practicing some drills where I get to like go play with some folks, like just really doing my best to keep that in a part of my life, because it's not just the exercise, but it's just the outside, the breathing, being in community, even if it's like nobody else is playing soccer, but folks are doing something else over there in the park, and folks are doing something else over there in the park, but just doing that's really been important. So get it back into football with Pragmatic, get it back into Taekwondo with Pragmatic as well. I'm gonna relearn. It's gonna be my challenge to myself, relearning all my forms, all my one-step fighting forms as well, that I knew up to my point, and then just sharing that game, and not just the physical aspect of it, but it's mind, body, and spirit, and being able to share what I've gained along my journey in that with y'all. So maybe you don't get a degree because of me, but you learn, or you're inspired to seek more of who it is that you can be, because you're wanting to develop yourself. And I think it's a really good like convergence of recognizing that the work that we're doing, like it's embedded and ingrained in everything that we're doing. Like the music flows into our fitness, the fitness flows into our music, our mind state flows into both of those things. It's a really cool time for this. It's a really, really cool time for this, for sure. Yeah,
and not to mention that we should also mention Center Hero Radio. You know, like Vic has sent me hundreds of beats over the years, and there was like the beats that don't get used. I was like, these are still good. Like people should hear them. So I compiled them, curated them into different vibes. Like so, beats to study to, to chill to drive to, like whatever. That's out on YouTube. That's out on. You get like little snippets on Instagram, showing you guys different, a different side of Prag, and like also him talking about his engineering journey. You got that on the Trilla G page, a lot of day in the life content there. We got the football with Prag stuff on the TG3 page. On my page is mainly fitness. So you're just seeing all these things go together. We're trying to post there every single day. So just like we're way more active now. And now that we've gone through what we've gone through to make our individual projects, Day 1000 and Doe respectively, now we just know what to do in terms of just like, you know, content. Because like now it's like, before it was like, oh, we drop a song and then we kind of disappear for a bit, because it's like, how else can we promote this?
Content city now.
Now we have things to talk about. We've learned a lot over these years.
For sure.
So we have more to say. So like, you'll see more educational type content from us. Just a lot of sit downs and just kind of, you know, taking you through the stuff that we went through, and like things that you should avoid, or things that you should embrace, or just things to think about, you know. So you know, stay tuned for that. Like Trilla Fitness, you know, more travel. That's what we're working on. You know, just more moves like we did in Italy.
Stay tuned.
You know what I mean? Obviously the podcast, like we're gonna keep doing that. Yes. Hopefully we'll get some new guests in the future. Yeah. But either way, we'll keep this going.
Definitely.
But no, like that's where we're at right now. You know, just like we got so much dope content, more educational stuff. Doe is dropping early 2026.
2026.
You know, he's dropping the singles, you know, bit by bit on YouTube. So, you know, you want to stay tuned there. Stay like, you know, keep the notifications on for that.
And just keep a lookout on the Spotify, Apple Music, whatever page.
That's right.
I'm just dropping stuff.
Just dropping it.
It's like almost one song a month at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
So we're focused, and we're, you know, we feel really good about what's to come, because now I feel like after 10 years of like being together, we just like we know who we are now as people and as artists. You know, we're both 28. I just turned 28 last month. You know, so happy to see 28. And it's funny, like, you know, it usually takes about 10 years to really kind of, you know, figure things out and like kind of say, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing. I'm good at this. I know what direction I'm taking. And it almost 10 years to the day was like, for me, it was like July after I dropped Day 1000, and I could see what we could do for like with the content for myself, for football with Prague, all that. I was like, I get it now. So now we're just like implementing all these things that we learned and all the, you know, trial and error. Like, I think we got something down, and we want to share that knowledge with y'all. So, and
that's a great way of putting it, just like that. I get it now, because it's like it took time for us to, one, develop our skill sets, and then two, for us to understand the synergy that we have together, right? So it's like, hey bro, I work on this, I send it your way, he's got a method, he sips it out, right? He work on something, send it my way, I chop it up, we send it out. And it's like, man, I can just like imagine like being on any type of team when you know your teammates. You know how they best work, you know how they can be best be supported. You know, we got to give them space and whatnot, all those different types of things. And I feel like we've both been able to find that balance and understanding, like, hey, like, don't even worry, I know you're going to get this done. Like, hey, let's work on that. And no, it's like, so if you're working with a team, hang in there, push through conflict, push through, like, ask questions, like, really outside of just, like, the creative, like, take time to just sit and know one another, too. Because that's just important, being able to have that background context that informs you on who it is that you're working with, not just what it is you want to get out of that relationship, for sure.
That constant communication is definitely key, for sure. Like, we'll just have moments where, like, let's just, like, what are we trying to do? Where we, like, what do we need to work on? What do we want to improve on? How far can we take this? And now we just know that we can take this as far as we want.
As far as we
want. Like, there's really no limits to it, and now we have a way to do it, and also credibility. For sure. Because, like, I couldn't just talk about fitness if I didn't show you, like, hey, like, I really went through all this stuff, the ups and downs, when nobody was watching anything. I didn't tell anyone about anything that I was doing besides Vic and a few other people, and I just had to put the work in and like struggle through it, you know. Like, so many phases of that journey, so many phases, and now I'm like, okay, now that I went through it and I know how that works, I can talk about it now. You know, it's the same thing with Doe. Like, Vic's been doing Taekwondo for 7 years, and then like, but really been thinking about it this entire time, and now we can talk about this stuff. So it's a very, very exciting time. It's not just like, oh, we're gonna try this, we're gonna try, like, we kind of got it down pat what we do, and now we're gonna share that with you. So like, we're gonna break off, and, you know, he goes his way, I go my way, yet the content will keep flowing.
Oh, for sure.
And then we'll link up again, probably like in a foreign country, maybe. We'll see, if not sooner, somewhere in the country. But like, we're moving and grooving over here, and like, you know, it's a great time for the team. Like, it's very, very exciting, and we can't wait to share all the stuff that we've learned with you. Yeah, man, Day 1000 out, Doe on the way. Trilla Fitness. The pages are jumping right now. The TikTok is jumping right now.
Stay tuned for new merch.
That's
all I can say.
Listen, we got. I did a test run in the city. Telling you, standing out. Like we can get this trademark figured out and just start putting it out for y'all. So
might even have some 1-on-1 pieces. Never
like you see, like a little preview right here. You see what I'm saying? He did this while he was here. He just handmade. so yeah, man. Yo, hey. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Always, for sure.
These are like the longest episodes we have done ever. This episode 18, 17, these are like the longest. I was like, there's no way I told him we average 25 minutes. Not anymore. We have way more to talk about now.
I mean, it's like kind of what, like since Miami, since last December. Like we just compiled like 3 hours worth of 8-9 months
of life into this. Like for real. So hey, stay tuned. We're gonna be active.
Y'all know what it is.
You know what it's up.
TG3, Trilla G ENT, MC Brooklyn,
Pragmatic, Senate Hero, you know, East Coast Beast,
A-Town,
Brooklyn Worldwide,
West Side,
Mr. City Boy, Mr. Day 1000.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? We're out here.
And on the real, follow us if you want, but don't follow us if you ain't about that action. I'm like, if you're here for the ride, hop in the car.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Or just follow us because, you know, whatever. You want to stalk us. I don't know.
Do that too.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, and I say that not to be like, nah, we don't want that. Like, we've reached a point in our lives, I feel like speaking for both of us in a similar way, like where we recognize like we get to determine what, like we don't know what the future is going to bring, but we can determine how we're going to have tools and concepts to be able to face what the future brings. And you can do that too. And to say like, yo, like come aboard, like we're not trying to hide game from nobody. We don't want you to get scammed by nobody. We want you to test the information that you get and to ask questions. And if we don't know, we'll ask and we'll find too. But we're all on this journey of knowledge together. So if you back that action, join.
This where you want to be.
This where you want to be. Because nobody doing it like we do.
No, absolutely not. You know, so
it's not.
You know, we encourage you to, you know, follow your dreams and that thing that you love, that you know, that gets you out of bed, that makes you feel happy to be alive, grateful to be here. Like follow that, you know, whatever that is, even if it's not like a money making thing, like make time for that. You know what I mean? Because it's very easy to get caught up in work or like other people, and you don't make that space for yourself. And that's what this world is about. We're supposed to enjoy this and you know, give love, receive love, you know, spread love and all that. So like go for that, because like I try to make time for that every day. You know, like even if like this is it, I can be like, nah, like I was chasing my dreams. I was doing the things that I cared about, not just working at like a job that like didn't care about me or I didn't care about. You know what I mean? Because that happens a lot. Sometimes you gotta pay the bills. True. But I made time for the music. I made time for Trilogy, no matter what. So yeah, just I encourage y'all to you know, don't lose sight of the vision. You know, keep going. Like make time for the things that you love, because that's what this is about. It's not about just working for like 20 years slaving away just for some money, you know, just paper. Like what does that mean? What is that about? You gotta make time for the things that you love. So I'll get off my soapbox. Thank you for tuning in, being here with us. We'll see you wherever we see you. I don't know where it's gonna be next. Episode 20 will be fun.
Episode 20, bro.
This is episode 19 of the Whatever Podcast. MC BKLYN, Pragmatic signing off.
Yes, y'all. Peace.